Listen well, brother.
I'm listening.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
There can be only one.
I'll answer the question. You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
Good morning, Valhalla! Yeah! Fire it up! Gun money! Psychodog died and shockwave! Peter Robbie! Good night, mate! Chris Persia, the Wrench of Wrenches! Dave G. Gary Van Sandwich Worthington! The Wicked Wrench of the East Project Story Time! Ghost Rider! It's time to wake the neighbors' boys with Southern Viking! Mephisto's Movie Reviews! Walter Tomascu! Jonah! Great googly moogly, it's positive candor! The Mad Doctor of Valhalla, a Dagger Outlaw! James Dosher! Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Thirsty Thursday here on Mornings of Mischief. I'm your host, Stone Loki. Good morning, everybody. Hope you believe you guys are doing excellent on this Thirsty Thursday. Yeah, we're going camera off today, so no camera today, but I have one hell of a story for you guys. You guys are going to absolutely love this, but before we get to that, Walter Tomascu, what is up, brother? Keeping the fires burning bright with a $4.99 super chat, says, for sale, Paramount Studios, for parts or not working. I have a feeling AMC might be next. I have a feeling you are right, because we've got one hell of a puff piece to talk about this morning. When I saw this, I was like, holy shit, whose dick did they suck at Variety to get this article that just makes it makes it sound so great. It makes it sound so wonderful. It makes it sound like Star Trek is the hottest thing since sliced bread and nothing's ever changed. Oh boy, are we going to fire this up this morning and burn this down. So you know what? Let's start out with a little fire. Yeah, let's start out with a little fire. This one's just for you, brother. Skull! Thank you so very much, Walter. You guys are kicking ass and taking names here in Valhalla. You guys are the very best. Absolute very best. Thank you. Good morning to everybody over on Rumble. We got Chris Persia chilling, hanging out over on Rumble. We got 7 people watching over on the Rumbles. We have got 25 people here on YouTube. We got 3 people over on the twats, on the Twitters watching. So yeah, Star Trek is back. That's why no one is talking about it. Go Paramount. Well, we're going to talk about that. We are going to talk about that this morning, and we're going to go over. It's maddening. This shit is maddening, and I saw this last night. Thank you, RMB, for tweeting this out, because as soon as I pulled this up and started reading it, I was flipping out. I was absolutely flipping out. I mean, I could hear the Rees in the universe screaming at me not to talk about this yesterday when I saw this. How dare you? How dare he? How dare Loki talk about the great and powerful Star Trek, right? Let me ask you a question here. Why do you see right off the bat? Why is Pecker Spock bigger than real Spock? Why is Pecker Spock bigger than real Spock? I'll take Zachary Quinto Spock over Pecker Spock any day. Why is Pecker Spock bigger than the other Spocks? Why did you do that? Because you think that's funny? You think that's the way? Is that the way? Where's Bones? Yeah, I see Bones from the 2009 boot, but where's Bones? You got little DeForest Kelly, tiny little DeForest Kelly down there in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Project Storytime says, at least they have Shatner. That's true, but they used a meme. They've got little Shat down there. They've got little Shat down there holding tribbles, right? But they used meme. They used meme Shatner. They got a couple different Shatners here, but they're all tiny. They're all little wee Shatners. Tiny little wee Shatners. It's true. At least they have Shatner, right? They just decided to use a meme of Shatner. All right, so let's get into this. Good morning, everybody. Hopefully you guys are having a kick-ass day. Asaj, what's up? What's up, Asaj Melody? Good morning, Pacific 414. What's up, brother? Star Wreck. Thank you, Positive Candor. Star Wreck. Yes, the future of Star Trek. From Starfleet Academy to new movies and Michelle Yeoh. How the 58-year-old franchise is planning for the next generation of fans. What next generation? No one cares. No one cares anymore. No one gives a shit. I can't believe I got to play the captain of the Enterprise. You know what? I think Ensign Mount's a good dude, but he's like, okay, so you've got him and you got Pecker Spock, right? You've got Ensign Mount as Pike, and then you got Pecker Spock, okay? And all the ladies on the ship constantly hound Spock because he's a dude and he's Vulcan. Huh. And they've got him like starry-eyed for the nurse, and it's just anyway, let's get on with this. Anson said, I had this immediate flashback of playing Star Trek as a kid. I don't think a day goes by where I don't at some point stop and think to myself, I'm on epping Star Trek. Okay, does Star Trek still matter? By Adam B. Barry. Project says, Eris is literally the youngest Star Trek fan I know. It is a dying franchise. That's right. Strange New Worlds is the 12th Star Trek TV show since the original series debuted on NBC in 1966.
introducing Gene Roddenberry's vision of a hopeful future for humanity in the 58 years since the Star Trek galaxy has logged 900 television episodes, 13 feature films, amounting to 668 hours, nearly 28 days of content to date. Even compared with Star Wars and the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Star Trek stands as the only storytelling venture to deliver a single narrative experience for this long across TV and film. In other words, Star Trek is not just a franchise. As Alex Kurtzman, who oversees all Star Trek TV production, puts it, Star Trek is an institution. Without a steady infusion of new blood, though, institutions have a way of fading into oblivion. See soap operas, MySpace, Blockbuster Video. To keep Star Trek thriving has meant charting a precarious course to satisfy the fans who have fueled it for decades, while also discovering innovative ways to get new audiences aboard. Wait. Satisfy fans who fueled it for decades. You shit all over the fans. You shit all over the fans. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Doing Star Trek means you have to deliver something that's entirely familiar and entirely fresh at the same time. Alex Kurtzman. What the shit are you talking about? You spit on the fans. You called the fans ists, bows, Yahtzees. You told us all we were old and we didn't matter anymore. I'm not even in my 50s yet, and you told me Star Trek was not for me. What is this? What is this? Fulfilling that mandate has never been more vital to Paramount Global, which needs the franchise to totally flourish while the company competes in a troubled streaming economy and burnishes its value for potential buyers. What the shit is this? What the shit is this? Do you know what this means? We are writing a puff piece for Paramount. Someone from Paramount came over. They got down on their knees. I unzipped my fly and they took it. They took it. So I'm going to write this puff piece for you. Oh my God. You know what you did? You took Koof money and you tried to make a streaming service. You took Koof money and you tried to make a streaming service around two IPs that you shit all over, Star Trek and Halo. That's what you did, Paramount. Those were your flagship shows, is Star Trek and Paramount, or Star Trek and Halo. And you screwed them up. We take it very seriously, totally serial, says David Staff, president of CBS Studios. Star Trek is one of the most valued, treasured, and to be nurtured franchises in all of media. The franchise has certainly weathered its share of fallow periods, most recently after Nemesis bombed in theaters in 2002 and UPN canceled Enterprise in 2005. Wait, what about the trash fire that's STD? What about the trash fire that is Star Trek Discovery? It took 12 years for Star Trek to return to television with the premiere of Discovery in 2017. Since then, however, there has been more Star Trek on TV than ever before. The adventure series Strange New Worlds, the animated comedy Lower Decks, It Sucks, and the kids series Prodigy are all in various stages of production. And the serialized thriller Picard, who was more divisive than ever. The first two seasons were ass in a can. You canned an ass smell and tried to sell it to Star Trek fans. You took Picard waif. You took Patrick Stewart Bart
and tried to can it and serve it up to us like steak tartare, and it was nasty.
Concluded last year when it ranked along with Strange New Worlds among Nielsen's 10 most watched streaming original series for multiple weeks. Oh my God. Nearly 1 in 5 Paramount Plus subscribers in the US is watching Star Trek.
Huh? Nearly 1 in 5 Paramount Plus subscribers in the US is watching Star Trek. Someone please tell me that they have all the evidence to back this up. Are we talking new Trek or are we talking old Trek? Because I bet you we're talking old Trek. And Paramount Plus doesn't have a lot of subscribers. It's the low man on the totem pole. MB Geeks Bar and Grill with $5 super chat. What is up, my brother? Keeping the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. Says Star Trek ended in 2005. The IP is no longer the show that inspired people. It became IT of ST. I knew so many who did the same because of Star Trek. They put it down. They stopped watching. They stopped watching. That's what they did. They put it down. They stopped watching because it wasn't anything that they could recognize. It resembled nothing that came before it. It's a fucking joke. And you're trying to convince someone that it's going to be a great buy and that you'll be better off with it than without it when you can't even keep it running because you suck. Thank you, MB Geeks Bar and Grill, for that $5 super chat. You guys keep the fires burning bright and long live the fighters, MB Geeks. Go! Chris Berger says, how's this for a narrative? Paramount removed Star Trek movies from their streaming services and leased it to WB, while all non-Kurtzman Trek are leased to Netflix. Idiocy. Let me tell you what Paramount did. Paramount did that huge push from the motion picture, the remaster, right? On 4K, the remake of the director's cut. And then they said the only place you can watch it was on Paramount Plus. It didn't do anything. It didn't do anything. And now all those movies are on Max. You can watch them all on 4K on Max, including the director's cut of Star Trek 1 in 4K. You can buy them at other places. I have them. I bought them. I got the original 6 and the director's cuts. There's a director's cut of Wrath of Khan. There's a director's cut of Undiscovered Country, and there's the director's cut of Star Trek: The Motion Picture. I don't know anything about Star Trek, though.
According to the company, and more than 50% of fans watching one of the new Trek shows.
The new Trek shows have fans? That's news.
Also watch at least 2 others. The new shows air in 200 international markets and are dubbed into 35 languages. As Discovery launches its 5th and final season in April, Star Trek is in many ways stronger than it's ever. Can we say that? Can we be liable if we lie? I don't know. Can someone answer that? Is there a lawyer in the room? Excuse me, everyone on Mornings of Mischief watching Loki talk about Star Trek. Is there a lawyer here? Can we say this? Can we say this Star Trek is, I guess we can because we're being kind of vague. We're being kind of vague. Anyway, totally. Star Trek fans have kept it alive more times than seems possible. That's true, says Eugene Roddenberry Jr., who executive produces the TV series through Roddenberry Entertainment. While many shows rightfully thank their fans for supporting them, we literally wouldn't be here without them.
Wow. Okay. I'll break for that. Huh. Then why do you treat them like shit? Why do you call them Obes and Yahtzees when they question your narrative? Why have you shit all over them? If you really believe this, Eugene, why have you let Alex Kurtzman and Paramount shit all over the people that love Star Trek?
But the depth of fan devotion to Star Trek also belies a curious paradox about its enduring success. It's not the largest fan base, says Akiva Goldsman, Strange New Worlds executive producer and co-showrunner. It's not Star Wars. It's certainly not Marvel. Why do they spit on us then? Thank you, Pacific 414. Why do they spit on us? We're told to fuck off since 2017. Yes. MB Geeks Bar and Grill. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to highlight that. How's this guy able to write this with a straight face? We were told to F off since 2017. Yes, we were. Yes, we were. We were ists, obes, and Yahtzees for questioning the narrative and saying that the writing sucked. So why are we here? Luis. Good morning, Luis. There's coffee in that nebula, Luis. Set a course for that nebula and want my cup of joe. Good morning, Luis. It's good to see you. But the depth of fan devotion to Star Trek also belies a curious paradox about its enduring success. It's not the law. Oh, yeah, we read that. When J.J. Abrams rebooted Star Trek, here we go, in 2009, with Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, and Zoe Saldana playing Kirk, Spock, and Uhura, you forgot Bones, you bitch. The movie grossed more than any previous Star Trek. He was the best part of that. She even took my bones, Jim. He was a numb tongue. You have numb tongue. By a comfortable margin. But neither that film nor its two sequels broke $500 million in global grosses, a hurdle every other top-tier franchise can clear without breaking a sweat. Oh my God, you didn't make like buku buckets of money? Well, you fucked it up. Anybody gonna argue that? Anybody? Crickets? Nothing? They screwed it up? I loved the music. I absolutely loved the music in 2009. I did. I thought Bones was great. I thought a lot of their casting choices were great. The writing sucked balls. I'm sorry, but JJ and his mystery boxes screwed it up. There's also the fact that Star Trek fans are aging. This is the meat and potatoes of this, ladies and gentlemen. Star Trek fans are aging. The Next Generation star Jonathan Frakes, who's acted in or directed more versions of Star Trek than any other person alive. How often he meets fans for whom the new Star Trek shows are their first. Of the fans who come talk to me, I would say very, very few. Star Trek fans, as we know, are very, very, very loyal and not very young. Really. You know, I went to see Search for Spock when I was like 5 or 6. One of the very first memories I have of Star Trek, this is me talking here, guys, was when my dad would come home from deployment, because he was a Navy pilot. He'd be gone on deployment, and he'd come home, and I'd get to stay up late, and we'd watch Star Trek. And those were some of the most magical moments of my little kid life, was when Dad came home and I got to stay up late and watch Star Trek with my dad. And we would watch old episodes of TOS. And I remember I had never seen Space Seed. I saw Wrath of Khan first. Wasn't until years after that. I had so many questions. I was watching the director's cut of Wrath of Khan the other day,
And I was thinking about that. I remember asking him all these questions about Khan. Was Khan Starfleet? Was Khan, his old friend? Because he kept calling him his old friend. I was like, is he really his old friend? And he had to tell me about the episode. And that's so not true. You've lost the new fans. You've lost the young fans because you've done something really stupid. You shit all over the people that open the door for young, interested fans. Okay? I didn't watch Next Gen at first because I thought it was great. I loved TOS because it was the swashbuckling adventures of Captain Kirk and Bones and Spock. I don't watch TOS in the beginning, or TNG, because I thought it was great. In fact, I thought TNG was kind of boring. But my parents watched it. And over the course of time, I really liked Worf and Tasha and Data and Geordi. And that kept me, I didn't give a shit about Riker. Riker, I didn't know what a playboy was. I didn't know what like a heartthrob was. I didn't know any of that shit. So I don't really care about Riker. Riker was kind of up his own ass the first couple of seasons. Wouldn't let Picard go and do anything. And I wanted to see the captain going on adventures like my captain did when I was a kid. I was still a kid when TNG came out. So there were things I didn't like, but because the door was opened for me, I watched Star Trek. Guys, if you shit all over the older fans, there's no one there to open the door for the younger generation and introduce them to this, because they're not going to care anymore. And they're certainly not going to put their trust and faith into you. Not when you've got characters that just get shit on all day. It doesn't work like that. There's a tried and true Star Trek fan that is probably going to come to every... Nope. No, because you shit on them. We want to expand the universe. You're not enough. So we don't care about you anymore. There's a tried and true Trek fan that is probably going to come to every Star Trek. No. Raise your hand if you will go to every single Star Trek thing. Raise your hand in this room if you will go to all of them. And it doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter how bad it is. Raise your hand if you're one of those people. Raise your hands if you will go to see anything. If you're Trek, if you're blood and blood Trek, raise your hand if you will go and see anything. No, you won't. I know you won't, because I won't. I have framed blueprints of the Enterprise, multiple versions. I've got the original. I've got the A. I've got D. I've got E. Blueprints, framed blueprints of the ships, multiple versions. No. MB Geeks Barn Girl with $5 super chat. What's up, brother? He said, I saw TNG when it aired. That's right. So did I, my friend. Then my grandma took me downstairs and said, let me show you a real captain of the Enterprise. She had all the episodes on VHS. She had all the episodes. God bless her, dude. God bless her. And introduced you to Kirk. Introduced you to Kirk. It's those moments that matter so much for a franchise. And they've disrespected everyone to the point that it's just not going to be there. The fickle bad fans they have now are going to drop this and not care about it. As soon as it's gone, it's dropped. They don't care. You had the most loyal fan base an IP could have, and you crapped all over it. Louis Sparrow says, I belong to a Star Trek group. We dressed up weekly. We role played, did quizzes. Most gave up with Discovery. Some dabbled with Picard, but mostly were out. They poisoned the well. They poisoned the well, and they killed the goose that laid the golden eggs. And why did they do it? They did it because they wanted to have a streaming service. They wanted to do their own streaming service. They wanted to cash in on streaming instead of remaining loyal to its fan base. They decided to cash in on streaming. But Loki, STD came out when CBS Plus started. That was the premiere on CBS Plus. That was your all access, whatever the hell they called it then. That was the premiere. You had to have an account with them to watch it. That's how it started. If you want to watch this, you've got to sign up for CBS All Access, whatever it was. They wanted to sell you something. Anima Confusa, what's up? Good morning, Anima. She says TV was very restricted when I was a kid. Not when Australian TV did reruns of TOS at 2 p.m. My mom would let us watch while she made lunch. She grew up with Kirk and Company. There are generations that grew up with these people that used to watch them after school, that used to watch them late at night. I remember staying up late when I was in high school because I could catch Star Trek at like 1 a.m. in the morning. And I'd watch an episode of Star Trek and then crash at like 2 a.m. This was when I was in high school. And be tired as shit the next morning. But I loved watching Star Trek. When Playmates Toys relaunched their Star Trek line, I picked up the release of the original Enterprise because I love Matt Jeffries' original design that much. I've got one sitting in my den right now. I've got one that lights up, that has running lights. I've got others that light up and make sounds. I always keep my eye open for the ships because I love the ships. I'm a ship whore. I am. I love the ships, and I love my favorite love is the A. Not the A, but the refit. As soon as I saw that refit, I was in love. I was in love. They had me. They hooked me and they had me. All I need is a tall ship and a star to steer her by. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful ship. And you guys say this shit. While Paramount Pictures redoubles its effort to get a Star Trek feature into theaters, Kurtzman and his production team company, Secret Hideout, are pushing the boundaries of what Star Trek can look like on the small screen. Michelle Yeoh just wrapped filming the first Star Trek TV movie, Section 31, a spy thriller that the Oscar winner characterizes as Mission Impossible in space. And this summer, the first Star Trek YA series. What? Starfleet Academy? What is this? YA series. YA series. YA series. You fucked it up. You fucked it up. You poisoned the well. You killed the golden goose that laid the golden eggs.
Every single person I spoke to for this story talked about Star Trek with a joyful earnestness as rare in the industry as Nerd Alert, a Klingon pacifist.
Because they were all sucking your dick.
When I'm meeting fans, sometimes they're coming to be confirmed like I'm a priest.
Ethan Peck, the fucker that plays Pecker Spock on Strange New Worlds,
says during a break in filming on Strange New Worlds, he's in full Spock regalia, pointy ears, severe eyebrows, bowl cut. And when asked about his earliest memories of Star Trek, he stares off into space in what looks like Vulcan contemplation. I remember being on the playground in 2nd or 3rd grade and doing the Vulcan salute, not really knowing where it came from. When I thought of Star Trek, I thought of Spork, and now I'm him. It's crazy. I love Star Trek is to love abstruse science and cowboy diplomacy, complex moral dilemmas, and questions about the meaning of our existence. It's ultimately a show with the most amazing vision of optimism I think ever put on screen in science fiction, says Alex Kurtzman, who is 50. All you need is 2 minutes on the news to feel hopeless now. Star Trek is honestly the best balm you could ever hope for. Just put us in, run your hot bath, listen to YouTube, and don't even watch the show. Just have it on the background. That way our numbers are good. I'm getting a tour of the USS Enterprise from Scotty, or rather Strange New World production designer Jonathan Lee, who is gushing in his native Scottish burr as we step into the starship's transporter room. Oh my God, when he gushes in his Scottish burr, I just love to get it all over my face. I got such a buzzer from doing this. I can't tell you. I actually designed 4 versions of it. Lee is especially proud of the walkway he created to run behind the transporter pads, an innovation that allows the production to shoot the characters from a brand new set of angles as they beam me up from a far-flung planet. It's one of the countless ways that this show has been engineered to be as cinematic as possible, part of Kurtzman's overall vision to make Star Trek on TV feel like a movie every week, because it costs as much as a movie every week. Kurtzman's tenure with Star Trek began with co-writing the screenplay for Abrams' 2009 movie, which was suffused with fast-paced visuals that was new to the franchise. When CBS Studios approached Kurtzman in the mid-2010s about bringing Star Trek back to TV, he knew instinctively that it needed to be just as exciting as that film. The scope was so much different than anything we'd ever done on Next Gen, says Jonathan Frakes, who helmed 2 feature films with the Next Generation cast and directed episodes of almost every live-action Trek TV series, including Discovery, Strange New Worlds. Every department has the resources to create. A new science lab set for Season 3, for example, boasts a transparent floor atop a 4-foot pool of water that swirls underneath the central workbench. Why? 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 And the surrounding walls support a half dozen view screens with live schematics custom designed by a 6-person team. I like being able to paint on a really big canvas, Kurtzman says. The biggest challenge is always making sure that no matter how big something gets, you're never losing focus on that tiny little emotional story. Why is there water in the floor? Why is there water in the floor? Can anyone answer me that question?
Does anybody watch this Drek? Why is there water? Why is there a pool in the science lab? Who put a pool in the science lab? Why is there a pool with lights in the science lab? Whose idea was this? Whose idea was this? Who did this? A pool. Project Storytime, F you, Kurtzman. No, it didn't even mean to be as exciting as the movies. It needs to have good characters going on interesting adventures. 100% agree with Project Storytime. 100% agree. Use the idea of water-cooled warp reactor. Ugh. No. Water doesn't cool the warp reactor. Water is a horrible... Ugh. No. Nope. No. Nope. A little swig of juice for the working man. I think it counterpoints the surrealism of the underlying metaphor. Soy Trek Aqua New Worlds. They moved the ship with fungus. At that point, why should anything else make sense? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this is a science lab. This is not the engine room, it's a science lab. It goes to the office casting hot tub. Anima nails it. Project Cambrian puts the exclamation on it. Yeah. To strike that balance, Strange New World showrunners Goldsman and Henry Alonso Myers have rooted the series in a classic episodic structure while constantly experimenting with the fluidity of what Star Trek can be. In its first 2 seasons, Strange New Worlds hopped from monster horror to body swap comedy to costume fantasy to courtroom drama to a full-blown musical featuring a Klingon boy band. Hold on. For your viewing pleasure, let's, the Klingon boy band. Yeah, Klingon boy band. Somebody clip that. I'm sure. Somebody's going to clip that. So, the Klingon boy band. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. For season 3 debuting in 2025, Frakes directed an episode framed as a Hollywood murder mystery that he calls the best episode of television ever. At this point, is there a genre that Strange New Worlds can't do? As long as we're in storytelling mode that is cognate and sure-handed, I'm not sure there is, Goldman says with an impish smile. Could it do Muppets? Sure. Could it do black and white, silent, slapstick? Maybe. Oh my God, girl, it's gonna be great. This approach is also meant to appeal to people who might want to watch Star Trek, but regard those 660 hours of backstory as an insurmountable burden. You're a burden. Here it is. You're a burden. Here's the slap in the face. Here it comes. You've had ball-licking, ass-kissing bullshit up to this point. Here it goes. You shouldn't have to watch anything to watch their show. You shouldn't need to know anything to watch their show. In fact, they recommend you don't, because it'll ruin their experience. I wonder why. Why would it ruin their experience for you to see shows and Star Trek that was already on? Because it'll show you how shit theirs are. Oh my God, you don't really want to go back and watch TOS, do you? It's like so isms and there's phobes and Yahtzees, and you don't want to watch that. Just come watch our show. Don't go back and watch TOS. That's a huge ask of your time. You shouldn't have to go back and watch it. So just watch our show instead. Huh. The chat knows. You guys know. It's a gift to be able to go back and watch Star Trek. It's a gift to be able to go back and watch those movies. It's a gift to be able to go back and watch the original series. To see DeForest Kelley and Leonard and William all together, young as they are, on a bridge, hanging out. It's a gift. And you just made it look like an ask, an insurmountable burden. You can go fuck yourself, Variety. And everything about this article. To achieve so many hairpin shifts in tone and setting while maintaining Kurtzman's cinematic mandate, Strange New Worlds has embraced one of the newest innovations in visual effects, virtual production. First popularized on the Star Wars series The Mandalorian, the technology called AR Wall involves a towering circular partition of LED screens projecting a highly detailed computer-generated backdrop. Rather than act against a green screen, the actors can see whatever fantastical surroundings their characters are inhabiting, lending a richer level of versatility to the show. You can see, you can have two people. You can have two people on that thing at the same time without it getting super crowded. It's limited. All of it's limited. This is a sell, ladies and gentlemen. This is a sell. They are trying to sell you something. They are trying to sell you the idea that this is going to be profitable no matter what, and that the fans will lick its ass no matter what they do. They don't want anyone to know. They don't want anyone to know. That's right. That's why everything looks fake. That this sucks. They're trying to sell you something. But there is a catch. While the technology is calibrated to maintain a proper sense of three-dimensional perspective through the camera lens, it can be a bit dizzying for anyone standing on the set. The images on the wall start to move in a way that makes no sense, says Mount. You end up having to focus on something that's right in front of you so you don't fall down. And yet, even as he's talking about it, Matt can't help but break into a boyish grin. Sometimes we call it the holodeck. I want to make one of those home. I want to take one of those homes with me, Peck says, Pecker Spock. Does the AR wall also affect him? I don't really get disoriented by it. So I'm method acting. Wow. I'm on the set of Star Trek TV movie Section 31, seated in an opulent nightclub with a view of brilliant swirling nebula. Watching Yo rehearse with director, I have no idea. Can't say your name. Love you, bro, but nah. Originally, the project was announced as a TV series centered on Philippa Georgiou, the semi-reformed tyrant Yo originated on Discovery, but between COVID delays, I don't care about that. Okay, so here we go. It was always my goal to deliver an entertaining experience that is true to the universe but appeals to newcomers. Wow, that's why you treat them like shit. I want a low barrier of entry so that anybody could enjoy it. And you gotta love this. This is it. This is it right here. Oh, look, it's Michelle Yeoh. And who knows what that is. You cannot create new fans to the exclusion of old fans. That's exactly what you did. You cheeky fuck. That is exactly what you did. You created new fans and called us all ists, obs, yahtzees for not liking something you did and said it's their space now, not yours. You must serve your primary fan base first, and you must keep them happy. That is one of the most important steps to building new fans. I can't. I that's unfucking believable that he would say that from him. From fucking Alex Kurtzman. The guy who calls us all ists, obs, and yahtzees and throws fits because he's not getting his way all the time. And we're not just eating up all the new shit he's coming out with. This is what it is. They're polishing it up for sale. They're trying to polish it up so they can get more money for it than they're going to, because they're going to get shit for it. They're going to get absolute crap for it. The goal is not really to promote Star Trek, but to promote these organizations and to use our platform to be able to bring greater awareness to these very, very important messages and places. Right there. Thank you, Peli. Thank you, Peli. Remember this. Remember this. This is what he said. This was the goal. To promote ideology and to promote minority bullshit. Because we're not all equal anymore. We're not all equal. We're not all the same. I cannot fucking believe. And there's more to this. There's a lot more. There's a lot more to this. Look at this smug fuck right here. This is the smug fuck of smug fucks. This is the guy that has trashed Star Trek in his little feminine jean jacket. His little femme jean jacket. This is the guy that's ruined Star Trek. And you know what? I love Sam Raimi, but I fucking hate that this guy came from Sam Raimi. You know, they promote him as JJ's boy and all that shit. This guy really earned his bones coming up with Sam Raimi. And I wish I could go back in time and be like, Sam, don't give this fuck a minute of your time. Because he's going to go on and destroy something that we thought was unkillable. He's going to go on and he's going to destroy Star Trek. And while some people don't care, there are a lot of us out there that loved this, that never wanted to see it die. And now people just don't care. And then the next generation, which is what they call it, you believe that shit? The next generation, they don't care either. They don't care about your show. They don't watch your show. They don't give a shit about your show. They don't want to watch your shit. Why? Because it's not a 2-minute TikTok video. It's that simple. They don't care about it. So what do you got? You've got older fans that can open the door for people that love it. You've got those people that love it that can open the door for a new generation and be like, come here. Well, let's watch this. I want to show you about this. That's what you got. You're not earning new fans. It's not going to happen. You can't flip audiences. Everyone seems to think that they're going to be able to flip their audience on its head and do whatever they want. that they can just flip it and everything will be fine. We'll just get new fans. We don't have to care about the old fans. We don't want the old fans. We don't want you in our space. Star Trek doesn't belong to you anymore. His first screenplay had to settle out of court with it because it was a ripoff. That's right. Can we at least get a long live the fighters moment? Damn straight. Long live the fighters. Skull!
Long live the fighters!
Yeah, he looks like my Aunt Jessie, and she ended up turning into a dude. So, yeah. No, it's exactly the way it is. That jean jacket came off of Roseanne's sister, Jackie. The audacity and the up its own ass mentality of what they think they have now. No one cares anymore. No one gives a shit. No one wants your Star Trek. Rest in peace. Live long and prosper went out the window when you guys shit all over the franchise. When you guys dumped all over everything that mattered. I can't continue to. I can't. MB Geeks Bar and Grill with $5 super chat. None of these people will go to cons to see them. I saw Shatner after he got back from space. I got to tell him how much my grandma loved him as Kirk. They don't care. They don't care about conventions. You can't get them to go to the store to go shopping for themselves. They have to use an app. So why the hell are they going to go out to a convention with a whole bunch of people? These are the ones that are still wearing matte face diapers and going out and acting like they're going to get Captain Trips at the supermarket. They're not going to go to a con. They're not going to go to convention. And if they do, they're not going to go inside. And they're not going to see anybody. And they're not going to go to any panels. Because they're too afraid. Excellent point. MB Geek. They're not going to go. Thank you, brother, for your $5 super chat. This one's just for you. Skull!
Spartans! What is your profession?
And Luis with $10 super sticker. It is a pair saying thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Luis. Thank you so very much, Luis. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. And I've got something. Let's see. Let's get back to fire. We're gonna burn this trash fire down this morning. Skull! Guys, we've got Machini draws coming up right after this. It's going to redirect everybody over there. Thank you so very much, everyone who came in here this morning, hung out, heard me drone on for an hour about Star Trek. Why do I talk about Star Trek every once in a while? Because you know what? I still love it. I can still go back and watch it. I can watch what I loved about it. And they can eat it. And I hope they eat it. I hope when they sell, they get racked over the coals and they get it done dirty because that's what they deserve for what they've done to Star Trek. They did that to Star Trek. Let it happen to them when they try and sell Star Trek. I hope it's a goddamn fire sale. I hope it's a fire sale. I hope it's a dumpster fire. I hope they get what's coming to them for what they've done and the disrespect they've shown. Guys, take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning on the Weekend Review with the Lady Arwen Avalon and the Rooster Dave Bob. Orville Nation, PJ, before we get out of here, PJ, what is up, brother? He says, this boy is going to be huge someday. Brother, thank you. Thank you. I was talking to someone the other day and they were like, you encouraged me, Loki. And I was like, you know what? It's no more than what people have done for me. And I brought you up. I said, dude, PJ hit me before I ever got monetized and was like, you're going to be somebody, dude. You're going to be big one day. You keep it up. You keep going. I tell you what, I always remember that. Thank you so very much, brother, for your words and your encouragement, everything you do for everybody, bro. Thank you, PJ. This one's just for you. And then we're going to get out of here. Skol!
A dollar? I've never seen a dollar. Nobody's got a dollar. Let us see the dollar. There it is. It's beautiful. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.